want to thank everyone for coming here today to honor former Orland Park Police Chief Timothy J. McCarthy. I won't list all the elected officials who are here today, but I do want to point out there are several mayors and former mayors here today. Specifically, I want to thank Frank Fleischer, Mayor of Mokina, and John Mahoney, former Mayor of Palos Park, for coming. Like Tim McCarthy, they have provided wisdom and guidance to help me during crucial moments during my tenure as mayor. I would also like to point out there are several current and former trustees joining us today. Most of them had an opportunity to serve with Chief McCarthy during his 26-year tenure as Chief of Police in Orland Park. Lastly, I would like to thank Chief McCarthy's wife, Carol, and his daughter for being here on this special occasion. I'm sure that Tim would be the first to say that without the support of Carol and his entire family, he would not be here today. Carol, let me send my gratitude and my deepest thanks from the residents of Orland Park for all the sacrifices that you've made that allowed Tim to be such a great police chief for Orland Park. Chief Timothy J. McCarthy came to Orland Park by the way of the city of Chicago, Leo High School, the University of Illinois, where he played football, and the Secret Service. Everyone in this audience is aware that Chief McCarthy is a national hero for his efforts on the afternoon of Tuesday, March 30th, 1981, when he put his own life at risk as a human shield for President Ronald Reagan. Chief, I was a freshman at Carl Sandburg High School that day. This is but one day of Chief McCarthy's over 20 years of service to the United States of America. It not only included his first tour of duty on Presidential Protection Division, protecting Presidents Carter and Reagan, but it also included a second tour in that division as a special agent in charge, protecting Presidents Reagan and Bush. His final tour for 3 years as special agent in charge of the Chicago Division of the Secret Service. In 1994, Chief McCarthy was hired as the Chief of Police right here in the village of Orland Park, when we had a population of 44,000 people. As Chief of Police, he has had many accomplishments. He established comprehensive community policing programs to include bike patrols, walk and talks, cookouts with the cops, neighborhood mediation, vacation watch, annual beat meetings, senior citizen lunches, citizen surveys, Citizens Police Academy, Teen Police Academy, National Night Out, Drug Take Back, Narcans and AEDs for our police, CIT, and other programs that have been critical to our success, and I think every one of those we still do today. He expanded the DARE program to add DARE Booster for 8th grade students, emphasizing issues related to opioids and cyber dangers. He was ahead of the curve in 1999 to have an SRO assigned at Carl Sandburg High School. In 2010, he established our Computer Crimes Unit. It is now recognized as one of the leading computer crime units in the state. In 2005, the department received the Illinois Bar Association Award for conduct of the department that promoted honor, respect, and integrity in the criminal justice system. Orland Park Police Department became the first municipal police department in Illinois to obtain a certificate of authorization for drone operations, which we see up there, for a law enforcement organization. We have the highest level of accreditation, Tier 2, from the Illinois Law Enforcement Accreditation Program, which very few departments in Illinois have. He was also the first Illinois Police Chief of the Year by the Illinois Association of the Chiefs of Police. During my tenure, Chief McCarthy was the consummate professional, and the village has unparalleled public safety success in spite of the catch and release policies from Cook County. During this time, the department, which was led by Chief McCarthy, implemented the TRUE unit late in 2017 that has been tremendously successful. In partnership with Trinity Services, he began the mobile response unit that reduced our mental health committals by 35%, and he kept the village of Orland Park residents and businesses safe during the riots of 2020. Also, what many of you do not know is that the chief asked me to help get Simon Properties to institute a youth supervision program. As the relationship between the mayor's office and Simon was reestablished, the chief and I worked hard to get this in place. It took until shortly after he left, but the chief was critical in making this very successful program happen. The results over the last 6 years in Orland Park speak to his leadership. The last 5 years, we had the 5 lowest years of index crimes in the last 29 years. For the last 4 years and 5 of the last 6, Orland Park has the lowest number of violent crimes in the state of Illinois for towns over 50,000. In 2020, we were named the safest city in Illinois. In 2021, we were named the 8th safest small city in the United States. All of this is a direct result of Tim McCarthy's leadership. All leaders have other leaders they admire and look to for counsel in times of crisis. For me, those people include 2 retired 2-star generals, a retired Navy captain and war hero, and 2 CEOs/presidents of large businesses that are also lifelong friends. But for me, unequivocally, Chief McCarthy has joined that group. He has demonstrated a lifetime of leadership and heroism to be admired, respected, and learned from. It is my great honor and privilege on behalf of the Board of Trustees and the citizens of Orland Park to dedicate this building, the house that he built, the Timothy J. McCarthy Building. There we go. It was well worth the wait, and now I would like to introduce the man who we're naming this building after, Timothy J. McCarthy.
Who is that guy? On June 6th earlier this year, let me first thank Mayor Pekow and the entire board for this unbelievable honor. I mean, I don't know what to say, but I will remind you that an Irishman's bladder is close to his eyes, so if I shed a tear during this, it's because of that. But so thank you to the board. I have to go way back to 1994 when I was hired by Mayor McLaughlin, and when Keith came on, we had a discussion, and Keith, I said, well, what do you think about the police department? He said, I never said anything other than this is a great police department, and he's followed up on that during his time as mayor. I'll get into that just a little bit more. So Mayor, thank you so much. Members of the board, thank you so much as well. But it was on June 6th, earlier this year, that the issue came to the board. And my 3 children were there, my 7 grandchildren were there. And there was a number of issues that they were handling prior to getting to this agenda item. And some of the issues passed 5-2, some 4-3, and there was thoughtful discussion about the issues. And then it came time for the vote on the ordinance naming the building. And my oldest granddaughter, Caitlin, who saw some 5-2 votes, 4-3 votes, and others, turned to my wife and said, Grandma, you sure they're going to vote for this? But again, thank you to the mayor. The one thing in Orland Park that has been common for all our mayors, especially Mayor Pekow and this board, is the support of public safety. When you have public safety, our families, our community, and our economy can flourish. And that's what the trustees and mayors in the past have done, and that's what they continue to do. And I want to thank you so much as a longtime resident of Orland Park, and I'll be here a whole lot longer. Second thing I have to thank you for is naming this building the Timothy J. McCarthy Building before I was dead. That's even better, because but I did come by yesterday, driving by, going over to my nephew's house for the Bears game. I took a peek at it, and so I had a chance to see it before the unveiling, and it's absolutely beautiful. But while my name is on this building, and that's wonderful that it's on the building, it's really due more to the hard work of the police officers of the Orland Park Police Department, to the community service officers of the department, the TCOs, the 911 operators, who are that critical link between the public and our officers. And we've got the greatest TCOs that are out there, we really do. To the detention aides who care for prisoners and detainees, to our administrative staff. It's all of them put together that makes this the police department that it is. And really, my name may be on there, but it's because of them that it is on there. I take the bows for everything we do and all the work that gets done here, but frankly, it's to the credit of all those men and women. Now, I've had a great career in law enforcement, 50 years. 50 years. And Keith, thank you so much for recognizing my wife who put up with 50 years of this stuff. And the fact having that phone next year had 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no matter where you are. And I want to thank all my colleagues in law enforcement and even the fire department. Mike, where's Schofield? He's here, so Mike. Even our great colleagues and great friends in the fire department who during the pandemic time, we spent more time police and fire together than we ever did in the past. And we did so many wonderful things together, working so closely with our fire department on rescue task force and things of that nature that have made things so much better here in Orland Park. I want to thank, my two sisters are here somewhere, our neighbors over here, the Myrons, Hardecks, and others, the Walls, and so many others are here, former trustees that are here, and all other colleagues in law enforcement. It's been a great career. I can't say enough to thank you for this really distinct honor. But the men and women, I may be gone, but the men and women of this department are carrying on in the same fashion. Chief Mitchell, Chief Rossi, our deputy chiefs and so forth are carrying on the same mission that we did before. And I also have to thank people that don't get thanked a lot, our village managers. I've worked with about 7 or 8 of them, and George was great to work with also. It was great making deals with George, let me put it that way, for one thing or another. But again, I've probably forgotten to thank an awful lot of people that are here, but it's been a wonderful career. I live in Orland Park and I keep an eye on things very regularly, communicating with the chief, deputy chief, and others. They're doing a superb job on behalf of the residents of Orland Park. Keith, thank you so much again. Thank you to the board. Thank you to our former trustees that are here too, Kathy and others. It's been a great ride. It's been wonderful. Thank you for all you do for Orland Park. Thank you all.